This video is sponsored by Wildlife Command Center Coffee. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today we are going to do a ranking of the Skyline films. And why am I doing a ranking of the Skyline films? Well, basically, I watched a marathon of all three. And I figured, why not do a ranking? Why not do kind of a ranking review episode of the films? Today is Thanksgiving. A couple days ago, I was at Walmart and I found in their $5 bin the DVD for the third Skyline film called Skylines, and picked it up. So now I have all three, and I thought it might be fun to kind of have a Skylines sci-fi Thanksgiving marathon. And when I got done with them, I'm like, hey, I just watched three movies. Why not do a video on them? So that's what I'm doing. And so I worked at a movie theater a long time ago. Skyline, the original, came out 2010, and I was an usher. And I remember playing it at the theater that I worked at. And, I thought it was okay. Once it came out on Blu-ray, watched it a couple more times, and I liked it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is kind of like what I've done with other ranking videos is I'm going to talk about the DVDs or Blu-rays first, and then we'll get into how I rank them and why I'm ranking them that way. So the first film is Skyline, and it's this here. And this is the Blu-ray for it. And there were about 20 posters that had this type of design with the backs of the two people. And I thought that was funny. Battle Los Angeles was another one that had this, but it just had the main character here, not two people. And this, you might think that this character here is actually holding a gun, but he's not. He's holding a camera. And because this is a shot from the movie. And then you have this character here who's not a cop, but an actor. It's an actor playing an actor, and he's holding a gun. And then you got all the spaceships and everything around him. So it's a decent cover. It's not bad. Blue is the main color in the film, so that matches. And we got the people flying up into the ship and a couple of the alien spacecraft. And here's the side. And we got the back. And let's see. So it says, from the visual artist masterminds behind Avatar, Iron Man 2, and 300. Picture, let's see, perfect picture and purest digital sound available. This does sound good. Does sound and look good. Let's see, Blu-ray extras. Feature commentaries with the filmmakers, deleted and extended scenes, alternate scenes, pre-visualization, D-Box enabled. Not sure what D-Box is, but does it say? It's a live thing. No, that's BD. D-Box is, oh, it's a motion code? Okay. You also get BD Live, access BD Live, center through your internet connected player to watch the latest trailers and more. You also get Pocket Blu-ray app. Use your smartphone or tablet to control Blu-ray features, stream content, and communicate with ease. App available for iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, and more. Now enhanced for iPad. And let's see, it is 1080p. And I don't think it says it on here, but it is widescreen. BD Live 2.0 color / BD 50. And this has got a whole bunch of stuff on it. It's Universal and Rogue. PG-13. It's produced and directed by the Strauss brothers. And the two people that would be most known in this is Eric, I think it's Balfour. He was the main lead in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and also Donald Faison, I think is how you say his name, Faison, who was on Scrubs. It's weird. It's blue on blue, so it's hard to read. I think it says creatures designed by Alec Guinness and Tom Woodruff Jr. They did stuff like Tremors, the later Alien movies. They're huge with doing effects. They're absolutely huge. One of the writers here is Liam O'Dell, and I believe he then becomes the writer and director on the next two movies. Yeah, man, this thing is hard to read. It's an hour and 34 minutes, which is good. Excuse me. And so you get some pictures here on the back. Couple silhouettes of the actors looking out the window. There's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. Texas Chainsaw guy with his girlfriend. And then I think that's, oh no, that's one of the party guys. He's one of the first people to get kind of like hypnotized by the aliens. So he gets all this weird stuff on his face and eye that makes him like walk out to them, and then he gets taken into the ship. And then you get actor guy with a gun. So let's look at the inside. Very dull. So then the second one is called Beyond Timeline. And it stars Frank Grillo. And it's got its slip jacket, which I'm very happy about. And let's see, does the... Yeah, it's just missing its review. Is not up here. So we'll read off of this. Nothing on the front. It's got a picture of one of the aliens. Frank Grillo, Beyond Skyline. So same idea more or less, but you could almost have these two kind of like this, kind of like facing off, like they're looking at this and this is looking at them type of thing. There's its side. And let's see, it says Beyond Awesome from the Action Elite. And they gave it 4 stars. See, it's Beyond Awesome because it's beyond Skyline. You see what they did there. And let's see. This one's rated R. It's widescreen, 105 minutes, going a little longer than the first one. Color. And there are absolutely no special features on this. So you have Frank Grillo, who was just in that movie like a boss, and he's been in a ton of Marvel movies. He's just been in like a ton of movies. Why would you not have any special features? I mean, here's the back. There's no making of, there's no interview. I mean, I bet I could find on YouTube some sort of studio produced, video where they all compliment one another on the set or something like that. I mean, that could have been added on here. But I mean, no audio commentary, no nothing. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, you would just think that with him in it. There he is there. And she's the second lead. She plays like a metro subway like conductor. And then this guy comes in a little bit later near the end of the movie. There's that guy here fighting one of the aliens. There's Frank. That's one of the aliens. One of the aliens. And then there's Frank fighting another alien. And you could tell the good aliens from the bad aliens because the bad aliens have blue eyes. And the red alien, or the good aliens have red eyes. So this is 2016. Long synopsis. So let's see. Is it easier to read? Yeah, so I think it's wider on here. Okay, so Los Angeles detective Mark Corley, Frank Grillo, thought bailing out his 18-year-old son, Trent, Johnny Weston, was the worst part of his day. But on the subway ride home, the skies above fill with a strange blue light, and within moments, the entire city's population is vacuumed up into a mass alien ship. In the aftermath, Mark is forced to storm into the warship to find his abducted son with a small band of survivors, including the resourceful Audrey. Who's that person there? Bojana Kovakovic. Novakovic. I'm sorry, Novakovic. As the aliens move across the planet, fending off the remnants, let's try this. I know what I want to say. Remnants of humanity, Mark searches through the nightmarish environment, uncovering their horrific secrets. Before long, he forges an alliance with an unlikely ally, and together they are able to crash the ship and rescue several abductees, including an infant girl who may hold the key to defeating the aliens' power. Landing in Southeast Asia, they encounter a heavy armed and highly skilled resistance force led by the deadly, I think it's Sua, and it's Ikoa Uwasis. In a race against time, these warriors from different sides of the world must unite to save their families and take back the planet once and for all. And it's better than the last disc, still just the front, but better than the last disc. Oh, you know what? I don't think hold on. I never read the description of this, so you have no idea what Skyline is about. It could be a period piece, and you would never know because I didn't read it. So, okay, so here we go. Returning to Skyline for one moment. So it was supposed to be a simple birthday weekend in Southern California. But when sunrise arrives 2 hours early in the form of a haunting light from an unknown source, a group of friends watch in terror as people across the city are drawn outside and swept into massive alien ships that have blotted out the LA skyline. From tankers to drones and Hydra-like extraterrestrials, the aliens are inescapable and seemingly indestructible. Now it will take every survival instinct the group has to endure, now it will take every survival instinct the group has to elude capture in this riveting, action-packed sci-fi adventure starring Eric Balfour, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Donald Faison, Scrubs, and Scotty Thompson, Star Trek. So there you go. Now you know what the movie is about. So, and I think we've gone through everything on this. So we're going to put this back in its package. So I believe I've seen Skyline. I think this is my third viewing of it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm including the theater version that I saw. Meaning just I saw in the theater. Because I know I watched it on Blu-ray. Probably watched it again. And then watched it today. So probably a total of 4, but 3 on Blu-ray. And beyond Skyline, I know this is my second viewing. So I watched it once. I liked it. And I don't think I had any idea at the time who Frank Grillo was. And then this will be my second viewing. So that brings us up to the third film, which I have on DVD, basically Skylines, which is the third. And the posters and stuff, the E is a 3. So I wish they would have done that here. Bring the fight to them. And the covers all kind of follow kind of the same idea. I mean, this one's a little less crazy. And that one's a little crazier. So we got humans on the first one, we got an alien on the second one, and now we have alien and human on the third one. And these aren't bad covers. They got good colors and they stand out. I like the blue up here and the red down here. And so, which is funny with this cover is they're showing this monster or this alien like it's about to attack her. She's the main focus of the movie. So she's the main actress. The aliens that have red eyes are good aliens. The aliens with blue eyes are the bad aliens. So it's funny that they're kind of making it look like he is attacking her. And then there's the side. And we got the back. Take another drink. So, yeah, so on the back here, this picture looks identical. They just moved her arm up a little bit. Maybe it's a different picture, or maybe they just, just moved it up. And these are some of the other people in the film. This is, see, so there's red eyes, so he's a good alien. And these are two of the people that go with her to the alien planet. So you bring the fight to them. So it's kind of like Aliens in a way, that they go to the alien home planet. And then we have this guy who's actually from part 2. So he's back. He's killing an alien. See, blue eyes. And then here's the red eye alien with our main, what's the name? Rose. Rose is the main female. That's her. So you got the good alien with Rose. And then there's Rose being attacked by one of the bad aliens. I think like the lead bad alien. This is rated R, and it's widescreen, and it's 113 minutes color. Each one of these gets longer. And both Beyond Skyline and Skylines are directed by Liam O'Donnell, written and directed by him. Still produced by the Klaus brothers. But Liam O'Donnell was one of the writers on the very first film. And then from what I've read is just the Strauss brothers, they just didn't want to do any more films. It was always intended, from what I understand, to be a trilogy. And it's just taken to 2020 to finish that. So 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. And to finish the trilogy. And even Beyond Skyline, with its 105 running time, seems 10 minutes too long, at least 10 to 15. This feels like it's 20 minutes too long. I don't think I was bored in any of these, but I know during this one, I just thought it was just a little long. And it doesn't list any special features on here, which is weird, because there's behind the scenes, which I clicked on, and it said, I think it was around 24 minutes. And there's also deleted scenes. So I don't know why they wouldn't list their special features. There's plenty of room. So that was kind of weird. Let's see. So what is this about? When a virus threatens to turn Earth-dwelling friendly alien hybrids against humans, Captain Rose Corley, that's Lindsay Morgan, must lead a team of elite mercenaries on a mission to the alien world in order to save what's left of humanity. And because I bought this for $5, of course, it's going to have what I don't like. And it even has that too. But yeah, it's just More or less just the cover. They just shifted Skylines. So better than not having anything on there. So before I get to the rankings, I want to take a look at some stuff here. So this is Wikipedia. So the original Skyline was released in 2010. That was directed by the Strauss brothers and 94 minutes. Its budget is 10 to 20 million. And its box office was huge. 68.3 million. This thing was a hit. I'm surprised it took so long to get a sequel out. Then there was legal action from Sony because Sony was doing Battle Los Angeles and the Strauss brothers were working on that. And but on the side, they were doing Skyline. They were doing their own film. And so Sony tried to sue them because they were working on Battle Los Angeles. And according to Wikipedia here, that through discovery, Sony's lawyers came to the conclusion that the effects that they were doing for Battle Los Angeles were not at all being used in Skyline. So everything was dropped, but it took a while. So let's look at the sequels here. So Beyond Skyline. So written and directed by Liam O'Donnell. That was 2017. Budget was 20 million. So this they're certain on. It is a bigger movie. And their box office was let's see, 9,092. And am I reading that right? 9,092,181. I think I'm reading that correctly. I always have problems with that type of stuff. I should just round up. And I think it's crazy that there's no special features. I mean, if we look at Frank Grillo, I mean, just a little blurb here on what he's done. Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War, Avengers Endgame, the animated series What If, The Purge Anarchy, The Purge Election Year, Warrior, The Gray, End of Watch, Zero Dark 30, Wolf Warrior 2, Wheelman, Boss Level. And then he was on TV shows like Kingdom, Battery Park, For the People, The Shield, Prison Break, Blind Justice, Kill Point, Billions. So I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, unless they just didn't shoot any, they just didn't care or something. I don't know. And then Skylines. Also directed by Liam O'Donnell. He wrote the screenplay, but then two other people, he with another guy, wrote the story. And that box office was 69,808. I think I'm just saying numbers wrong on the other ones in like the wrong order type of thing. but I don't know. Being dyslexic does not help these things. Then does say future. In December 2020, writer-director O'Donnell announced plans to continue the series with intentions to bring back the principal cast. That same month, Frank Grillo expressed interest in reprising his role in the series. So there you go. I think they're probably, if they were to bring it back, they do a TV show, maybe do like a Netflix thing, Hulu or something like that. So that's a little info on the Skyline films. So let's look at my ratings. So I'm going to go worst to best, and I'm just going to give it away. It's the exact opposite order of how they were originally made. So for me, the worst one is Skylines. I think this is now, if they want to do a trilogy, we're done. I don't really know if they're going to reboot it or if they're going to do, like I said, like a TV series. But I think it's kind of now outstayed its welcome. This one, for the most part, one, it's just too long. And I remember while watching it going, fuck, there's an hour left. And then, fuck, there's 30 minutes left. And fuck, there's 20 minutes left. And oh my God, there's 10 minutes, now there's 10 minutes left. And it's like, God, I was so happy when this thing was over. Not that I thought it was horrible. I just think it's the weakest out of the three, but it just did not need to be, 113 minutes. That's just too long. And it's kind of, it kind of reminded me of Aliens and also Star Trek Beyond. I'm not really buying some of this stuff with her. In the second film, well, I'll kind of work my way backwards on that. So I don't really buy her. I mean, she's a fine actress and all that. I just don't really buy the character. And a little too, well, she's not perfect. She's not like a Mary Jane. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of these things where half of the film takes place in London, and then the other half takes place on the alien planet. And I don't care about London. I cared about LA. I live by LA. I've lived in LA. I was born in LA. Just like San Francisco, I care about that. I care about New York. I care about places that I can relate to. And because this was obviously some sort of like a production that was co-producing, so like an American, British film, they probably got the money, from the UK. So they shot everything in UK, and then they just, wherever they found the alien planet at. There's just too many things in this that I went, oh, now the character's there. Because they're like, wait, we got to go over there and get this. We don't see how they get there. They're just there. And there's aliens in between. So they do introduce a new alien in this, which is very fuzzy and like they live in caves. They say that the original aliens have evolved. And I don't know. I just didn't really, I couldn't get into this one as much. I thought he was too comic-y. This is one of the characters that ends up from the second film. And he's just too comic-y. I don't know. I just didn't fully like it that much. It was too Sci-Fi Channel. It was too, I don't know. We've seen this before where they want to say, it's like I said, it's like Aliens. They They want to send her to the planet, and then, of course, she gets, stabbed in the back, and then she has to come back for revenge, on the people who stabbed her in the back. But it's, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. Alexander, I think it's like Sig. Alexander Sig. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that wrong, and it's hard to read. But the doctor, I'm sorry. Yeah, the doctor on Deep Space Nine plays the baddie in this. And I mean, it's always nice to see Star Trek people do stuff. But I mean, he was a little too obvious in this. So yeah, so this is my third favorite, and I think it's by far the weakest. Which then, since I've already gave it away, Beyond Skyline would be my second favorite. And this was one where I like the idea, but I don't think that it holds up near the end. And so what this takes place at the same time as the first film. So we even see some footage from the first film. We see stuff that's happening in the first film, in this film, from like a different perspective. And I liked that. And I thought that was interesting that they would do that. So instead of having the entire movie take place in one location, more or less, like the first film does, this starts in LA, and we're seeing those 1 day, 2 day events of the aliens invading, like Los Angeles. Frank's son gets sucked into the ship, and then he goes to find him. So then the next part of the film all takes place on the ship, hence Beyond. So, which is fine. So we get a whole new area, a whole new cast of characters. Sorry. So 2 of the characters from the first film are in this one, played by different actors. And so, spoilers. So just to let you know, spoilers. So one of the characters in the first film, we find out is pregnant. She continues to be pregnant here, but it's the pregnancy is moving a lot faster. They're thinking it's because she's looked at the blue light and her face gets all weird and all that, and so it's her she's just realizes in the first film that she's pregnant, and she's already like almost ready to pop in this film. So she dies, and the boyfriend that's in the first film, the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he gets taken in the first movie. His head gets, or his brain gets pulled out and put into one of the aliens. And so he's there. So he's in this too, but it's played by a different actor. The funny thing with the birth in this, and I always love when they do this, is the baby is totally clean. It's not messy at all. And there's no umbilical cord. So when he and in the first film, the girlfriend is not wearing a dress. She's just wearing pants. And so they put her in a dress, I guess, to make it more convenient and maybe less graphic when she's giving birth. Because all he does is basically reach under her dress. 2 minutes later, she has a baby and dies. And the baby has no umbilical cord. Now, they could have just done one shot where the alien, the boyfriend alien, because he has these, you can see them on here, because this is him. He's got these kind of claw things. So this is the type of alien that he is with the red eyes. They could have just had one shot of him just with the umbilical cord, but no, instead he just takes it right, she gives birth, he takes it, they run away. That shit always annoys me. It's a small little thing. I mean, it'd be so easy to do. It's one shot. I mean, you could just have, like A camera, B camera, C camera, how many ever cameras you have, go out and just shoot that one shot of the blade going through the umbilical cord. Frank's son that we read about on the back does become one of the aliens. He actually becomes this alien, and they fight side by side in this. And the third part of the film goes to like over by Singapore. They go to this is frustrating that I have to, now I gotta look. Nope, that's still Skylines. Escape. They end up in Laos. Sorry that took so long. Laos. So they end up in Laos. So this is one of those films where, once again, the beginning is shot in LA. The middle part of them on the ship is probably shot in something like Canada. And then the third part is in Laos. And that's kind of where I lost interest. It's they meet up with some freedom fighters. The baby is growing because it's like this hybrid. And it's interesting because everything that they kind of like start with or throw away from the first film, they're kind of stuck, and they have to like make up excuses and things in this to why it's happening. So we see that in the first film that the aliens don't kill the moms that are pregnant. And this shows what they do to them, which is basically they just give like a big ass C-section, rip their stomach open, and they take the baby out. And in this, they're able to rescue the baby. So this is still day one, like I guess maybe by this point, day two of the invasion. And so the baby, they listed in the credits with like the different actresses. So it says something like newborn, and then something like 3 weeks, and then like 16 weeks. And I think then they show her again at something like age 7 or something. So she's growing at this rate, and they're saying that the way to slow it down is that she has to have these blood transfusions. So in this film, because she's that kid, Rose is that kid, she just has to keep taking blood transfusions to be like in her early 20s, which didn't make a lot of sense to me because she doesn't really seem to be struggling with that. If this takes place 10 years after this, and she's aging that rapidly, I think she'd be dead or close to it, even if she had these blood transfusions. And the aliens are still a problem. So it's not like she can just walk to a hospital and get these transfusions. So it doesn't, I think that they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with a lot of this stuff. I don't know why they couldn't just have the newborn in this and then maybe say something like 15 years later for this, and then she's like a teenager. She's like 15 or 16, something like that. They also give her these special abilities in this. She has a little bit in this, but she's kind of useless more or less throughout this until the very end. I guess that's all that counts. But it's the stuff that's in Laos in here that I find to be boring. It's the location is beautiful. The ruins that they're by are beautiful. It turns into a martial arts movie, which I guess is okay. But I'm just more interested in the aliens and stuff and what they are and who they are. And you know, it's just one of those things where, I don't know, I kind of lost interest once they hit Laos. So, yeah, I mean, they're all good. They're all worth picking up. But yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of getting not bored, but just like, come on, let's get to it. And it's just kind of complicated. Just like this is kind of complicated. Like I said, I think they wrote themselves into a corner. And of course, the best one is the original. So my reason for saying that, oh, there's a little, don't look up down there, way down at the bottom, don't look up. My reason why I think this one is the best one is because I think that they had more of a concrete idea of what they wanted to do. When I first saw this, it pissed me off that the film didn't actually have an ending. It just kind of left you hanging. And then a friend of mine told me that he knows the guys who made it and that it's supposed to be a trilogy. And my thing was, okay, well, it still should have an ending. Even the original Star Wars movies had an ending. Like you could watch Star Wars, the original Star Wars by itself, and it's complete. You don't have to worry about it. You know, it doesn't leave you going, huh, what? They blow up the Death Star. That's the whole plot of the movie, is to destroy the Death Star. And they do it. So even if Lucas only made that one movie, it would be a satisfying single film. This is not a satisfying single film. So the ending really bothers me that there's not a proper ending to this. But I do like that it's short, that it's an hour and 34 minutes. And I think some of that has to do with that they put at the very beginning of the movie something that happens about 10 minutes in. And then 10 minutes in, we re-see it. So if you took that beginning out and just started it with the friend that's coming to visit his actor friend in LA, it probably would have only been 90 minutes. But I do like that it's tight. It's beautifully shot. The effects, you know, like the visual effects are really good. I love that it's shot in LA. I love that it takes place in LA. I love that it's this kind of one location movie. I don't think that there's really bad dialogue or acting in this at all. It's pretty solid. The weird thing that goes onto their faces is pretty cool. And yeah, I think that it's just overall, it's just a very solid movie, you know, minus that ending. And it's very entertaining because it's tight. It's very tight at that like 90 minutes, 94 minutes, where I think, you know, these two kind of overstay their welcome by about 10 or 20 minutes. Because, and I say this again, that I think that they wrote themselves into a corner by trying to get rid of some stuff from here, or adding too much from here into these other films, and then they have to explain them. That always kills a movie, is when you have to kind of rework everything because you want to add this new stuff into it. Yeah, I thought that this was just very fun. I recommend it. I mean, if you like Independence Day, Battleship, I would even throw in here. A Battleship is fun. Skyline. So yeah, I would check this out. So yeah, so number 1, Skyline. Number 2, Beyond Skyline, and number 3, Skylines. So exactly. I think that shows that these have kind of, I don't know, overstayed their welcome or just stayed long enough that I don't really want to see another one. If they chose to do it as a TV show, I would probably at least check it out to see if it was worth watching, that maybe if it was different enough that I would watch it. But I don't think I would go see a 4th film. And I'm kind of a completist. I'll pick up, sequels to movies that I don't necessarily like, except for a few that have really made me angry. Ghostbusters 2016, for example, I will never own. But it's not a bad series. It's not bad. I didn't hate any of them. I didn't dislike any of them. I just think that they had a more solid idea at the beginning, and then they just kind of lost it on at the end. So I just don't really. It's difficult to say because you obviously should care about other places on the planet, besides the place where you're at. But if you don't really have a connection to it, like I don't have a connection to Laos, and apparently the second film does, because they probably got money to film down there. So if we're seeing, LA at first, and then we're on the ship, and then the aliens steer the ship towards that direction, it's because that's where they got the money from. If the film was funded by France, they would be in France. If the film was funded by, Mexico, they'd go to Mexico. It's that type of thing. So that kind of frustrates me a little bit with movies, but then there's nothing that you could do about that. So, but otherwise, check them out. I don't know where you could find them streaming. You could probably find them on, if you like physical copies like I do, you could probably buy them for cheap on Amazon, or go check out Walmart, since that's where I got the last one for $5. So, all right. So that will do it for this one. And I will see everybody on the next video. Thanks. Bye. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out after the video. And thank you for watching the very first Dark Park Films sponsored video. And who is that sponsor? Well, I've now learned if I do this with my hands, they go to the right area. There we go. That would be Wildlife Command Center Coffee. And you can purchase it right there. You can go to their website, which is buyWCC.com, and pick up their coffee. They have 2 blends, which I'm going to show you now. The first coffee is this one right here. This is a breakfast blend. It's 10 ounces, and it is a medium ground. And it does say, and it's breakfast, like I said, and this is what it says right here. It says, early bird can catch the worm. So there you go. A breakfast blend coffee that helps you catch the worm in the morning. And I really like this one. I'm more of a breakfast kind of blend coffee guy in the morning. So this one I really like. It has that little bit of oomph to it to kind of get you moving, get you up and out. And so I really enjoy this one. But that doesn't mean that I don't like the other one, which is this one right here. This is a dark roast. It is also 10 ounces. And both of these are $7.99 at their website. Pretty good price for 10 ounces worth of ground coffee. This one is it's a little darker, so it's, I think it's better for drinking at night. Maybe if you're, writing a screenplay or if you're filming. This has got that oomph oomph, that double punch to get you going. So this is one that I also recommend. I like both of these quite a bit, but I kind of do, the breakfast in the morning and then the dark more at night. So I recommend both of these quite a bit. And how did I find out about these two, these two coffees here? And how did I find out about Wildlife Command Center? Well, when I was working on Night of the Zomghouls, there was a box of coffee that was just sitting there, filled with coffee. And we didn't know what to do with it. Like, whose is this? Who brought it? Why is it here? And so we just kept going to the store and buying coffee. And then one day I said, why don't we just get the coffee out of the box and use that instead of, wasting money on going to Smith's or whatever and picking up coffee. So we did. We did not realize that it was the Wildlife Command Center coffee and that it, was sponsoring the movie. And it was great coffee. Everybody loved it. And we just went right through it. By the last day of filming, this coffee was gone. And I went and found out, about Wildlife Command Center, asked if they would like to be a sponsor for Dark Park Films, for their coffee. As many of you know, I love coffee. I love coffee mugs. And so this was a perfect match. And Wildlife Command Center is great with animals. So they provide a great service for rescuing animals. So it's kind of that double whammy for me, where coffee, helping animals, you can't go wrong. And they were even cool enough to send me, get in there, a coffee mug, because they knew that I liked coffee mugs. And right now, I don't get that. A little bit. I want to go on the keyboard, but that's their dark blend, because I'm recording this at night. So I am actually drinking that while recording. Also, one thing that you can get at their website, which is cool, is you can get this. There you go. This pocket knife, which is $9.49. And this is pretty cool because it has their name on it. Wildlife Command Center, we can catch it. And this is what it looks like. Put that down there. There we go. Fully out. So you're getting like the bottle opener, you got the corkscrew, you got a screwdriver, you got a blade, and then you got this little hook thing that you can pop it into something that doesn't have a tab, and then the liquid or whatever in there will come out. So this is pretty cool. And I'm just going to keep mine in my car, because you never know, you might need a pocket knife. So please support them. I'm going to have links down below, where you can, check out just the Wildlife Command Center. I'll also have a link for Wildlife Command Center coffee, and it will basically be for both these guys right here. And please support them. I support them. I think what they do is pretty awesome. And maybe this coffee will be on your set or in your kitchen. It will definitely be, on my set in my kitchen. I know that. So please, once again, I'm going to show you these. Please go to their website and pick up their coffee and make it part of your day or night, depending on which one you like. So that'll be about it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, so thank you. And once again, please support my channel. Please support the Wildlife Command Center, and I will catch you later. Bye.